coming up on this exciting episode of the Angrygeeks Show.
Dingleberry!
Comic books stacked, games on the screen, talking about the heroes and the ones in between. From Gotham to the stars, through the multiverse they go. It's nerd life loud on the Angrygeeks Show. They're angry, they're geeky, they're breaking it down. From cosplay queens to legends in town. Grab your popcorn, let your fandom flow. It's time to tune in to the Angrygeeks Show. Superman debates, Boba Fett's jetpack. Marvel versus DC, no holding back. Con floor interviews, hot takes they throw. They'll nerd out with you on the Angrygeeks Show. They're angry, they're geeky, they're breaking it down. Legends, creators, the best all around. Grab your Funko, your lightsaber glow. It's time to tune in to the Angrygeeks Show. From horror flicks to retro toys, geek girls, geek guys making all the noise. With passion and heart, they're running the game. If you're part of the tribe, you're part of the flame. They're angry, they're geeky, they're breaking it down. Fandom united in every town. Con to con, let the good vibes grow. All hail the kingdom of the Angrygeeks Show.
Soaring with the eagles, slithering with the snakes, and everywhere in between. It's Monday evening, so you know what that means. I am Louis Perry, and with me all the time is the one and only queen of the selfies.
Sophia Cormier, aka Selfie Sophie.
Selfie Sophie. What's going on? Hey, our guest is in the green room, so we're going to be bringing him on in just a couple seconds. But prior to that, we had an amazing, once again, Angrygeeks Adventure weekend. And I got to give a shout out to the people. I can't say the restaurant's name, but it was kind of, it was very chilly inside the restaurant, if you understand what I'm talking about. They treated us like rock stars in that place. And
They were excited to see us.
I know, it was like amazing. I was telling Rose about it. You were all nervous thinking that they're going to think that you were like a lady of the evening. The way
I mean,
you
to be
were
fair, I was only wearing like the bottoms and the shirt, and I took everything else off. So I'm like, I was basically in underwear.
I know, and I of course I was like no cowboy hat walking there, and I was just like wearing the Elvis pants, and we walked in there and they were like, "Oh my god!" and they brought us over to the table. Yo, what's going on, Jason? And it was like they treated us so cool, and even the cook came out to see us. What's up,
Yeah.
Justin?
All the different
And
waiters and waitresses were coming up to us.
I know it was awesome.
It
Was
was
like
awesome.
really, and it was just, hey, Void is in the house.
Ooh, could that be email coming my way?
What's up,
Okay.
Void? Anyway, we got like a super cool cat coming on.
Well,
His name sounds like something that I would. Yes, my cowboy hat is removable. Actually, somebody else wore it over. Kelly, our
Kelly.
agent, Kelly, she wore it over the weekend. Our guest tonight has a name that when I was in the ring, I would have used. Randy Stone. That's like really cool. I would have used that. I would have used that name when I was wrestling. Now, speaking of wrestling, hard hitting Bobby Ocean, Jake Gomez. Yes, I mean those two dudes. You met them both. Two of the nicest guys to ever beat me up. They were at where we were this weekend. They were wrestling, and it was great to see Bobby in the ring as Blade, actually. And Jake was actually he was Bane. Actually, he wrestled as Bane. It was cosplay wrestling. It was they're not always cosplaying as they are professional wrestlers, but the place where we were at, they actually had pro wrestling, but there was cosplay wrestling for the fans. And
Yes.
so before we bring Mr. Stone on to talk about his book, which I thought was fantastic because we both had previews of it, what did you buy that I chastised you for? I mean, that you were very happy of getting, and I supported you of getting it.
I mean, I bought a few things, but you're talking about the one I was like screaming the name.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you get?
Bread.
Please tell everyone why you decided to get bread.
So it is a squishy like stress ball bread, and it looks realistic, so it's super cute, and it has a little like bunny on it. It says bunny buns.
I
and
can
it's
see our
actually-
guest in the green room, and he looks dumbfounded. I can, so
and it smells like bread.
it does smell like bread. It
It's
does, but
so
I told
satisfying
you.
and squishy.
I told you.
He was like, "You don't need it. You don't need it." I'm like, "But I want it." It's so satisfying to squish.
Yeah, and now the other thing that you got that's on the side of your head.
Oh, so my friend Chew Charms had this as a button. I'm on a mirror, so I'm going backwards. I touched grass today, and it's also squishy. So when people say go touch grass, I'm gonna poke my little pin, touch grass.
Child.
It's a streamer term, gamer. It's actually more of a gamer streamer term.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It was. We had fun.
we did so much fun.
Yes. Things could have got awkward.
It
But
did get awkward.
we bonded though. We bonded.
had so much fun.
We did. We did. And yeah, you were a captive in the geek lair. Rose had to put up. Hey, Ben Hellman's in the house. Rose trapped you in the living room. Justin says that's because you are rock stars. Well, thank you. We were treated at rock stars. We have some behind the scene footage of Sophia overtaking a lot of booths and a lot of agent friends that we know. We were treated as industry professionals, and we weren't doing anything where we were. It's just that we were just.
I was being Harley Quinn. What are you talking about?
Yes. All right. So, without further ado, we have to bring in our guest. He is a creator. He is a writer. He did it all, and he has a new book out. The book is Bullet Adventures, and it already has Kickstarter. This is going to be an ongoing series, the one and only. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, making his way to the ring area, Randy Stone. What's going on, my brother? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm digging the name. I love that name, Randy Stone. The man's with the hands of stone. So, thank you for giving us the book to read, the Ashcan and the actual preview book. I don't want to give too much away, but it's very Back to the Future meets Crisis, the original Crisis, and Uncle Joe McDonald, brother Joe McDonald. What's going on, brother? And I am digging it. The only thing that I did not like about it was a tease for us because we didn't get the whole thing, and the stupid preview stops at a certain point, and I'm like, what the hell? I hate that. I hate that. I know. I know. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So
I liked it a lot.
I am going to preview two covers. We already showed the one.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring up the other one. Now, I'm not going to bring up any of the pages that you guys shared. So let's talk about color scheme. I want to talk about why a speedster, and I want to talk about inspirations. Why, other than speedsters in comics and time travel, what actually inspired you to write this? Now, Sophia read the book too, so I'm sure she has some questions. But
for sure,
where did the inspirations come from?
So basically, it stems to my childhood. I fell in love with Marvel Comics. I got involved with Marvel Marvel Universe trading cards, and that was my gateway to all the crazy heroes and villains and all the amazing adventures and stuff from there. So basically, this book is a love letter to that. It's everything I enjoyed about superheroes and comics in general. It started off with a one-shot that I had no intention of going beyond. I tried to produce that book probably a dozen years ago, well more. and it just didn't go anywhere. I pitched it around to publishers. Nobody was interested at the time. So it kind of sat in a drawer for a decade. And I approached Jordan Alseca. He was an emerging writer that I found on Twitter at the time. And I thought maybe he could take what I had done as a first draft and strip it down and build it back up to something that was actually, worthwhile that people would be interested in. And we came together on this story, and it was great from there. The collaboration was just awesome experience. And he really did make everything that I had intended to do that much better. So that was the one shot. I'm giving that away for free, of course. We can find that online. I can share that with you guys as well. You can put all your
Awesome.
give that a read as well. It's a 40-page origin story. So like I said, it was never meant to be beyond that. But I like the character. I like the collaboration with Jordan, and we started talking about ways that we could bring back the character for an ongoing series. And time travel really was the point that pulled it all together. And I think we have a pretty unique spin on how things go here, and it's just a lot of fun.
All right. How did you go about picking the artist? That's one of my favorite things, especially with today's day and age with the internet. Sophia, if I'm taking your questions, you gotta let me know. Either say one of our code words or something like that was my question, and I'll be quiet. Um,
Mhm.
with today's day and age of the internet, you have Reddit, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have all these different groups, Tumblr, you have all these places to go. How did you pick your artist for the book and the look of the characters? That's what I love asking that question, because a lot of these guys are talented and they're like overseas or they're in our very own backyard or somebody you grew up with. How did you pick your staff to work on this book?
So it really was Twitter. I can honestly say that I found most of my collaboration through Twitter, back when it wasn't a huge pile of garbage, I have to say. But yeah, years ago it was nice. You could follow artists, and if you have a shared interest, and just reach out. And I was thankfully Kath Lobo, who did the first book, she was available, and then Lucas Gattoni, who did the letters. We worked on a previous book. Yeah, that's great. You can That's Kickstarter, one of the most recent books. Yeah. I'll send you the download as well later on for the free copy. But yeah, so Cass started the book off with a one shot, and Lucas, he's been a collaborator from a few projects now. He did the lettering. And of course, Jordan, as I mentioned, also from Twitter. They're all Twitter users that I came across. For the ongoing, Kath wasn't originally available to continue with the ongoing series. So Laura Kane was somebody else that I found on Twitter. And Nico Carrizo was another artist that I think it was Digital Webbing that I came across him. That's an old forum. So they're the ongoing series artists. You'll see the flashback done by Laura, and then Nico, who did that leopard gecko cover, he comes on board with number 2. There's a bit of further time travel involved, but I won't spoil too much.
Okay. Now this first book, the first one,
Yeah.
Bullet Adventures, it's pretty much like Action Comics when it had the sub stories in it.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that sub story that you have
Yeah.
going on in the background? Because we only had 2 pages of it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. There are short stories in the back. So we've got the main Bullet Adventures. That's the ongoing. But I found that since I was putting this book out, I wanted to give an opportunity for other creators. A lot of emerging artists, they don't really have an opportunity to get their work out there. And so I found that was a way I could support others by putting their work in my book. And the added bonus, it gives extra stories to the reader. They can enjoy 3 for the price of 1. So yeah, we got the first one I actually co-wrote as well. It's a Sensational Swan story. That's another character that I came up with years ago. I got a T-shirt here with the swan on there. But yeah, that one, the artist that I worked.
Show it, pimp it, come on, stand up.
Looks good.
Yeah, cool character design. But so this one called The Session. It was drawn by Luana Vecchio, who went on to win the Russ Manning Award for Most Promising Newcomer. And she had a really successful image comic called Lovesick. So that was quite big in the past couple of years. So she had drawn this short story that I did. So I put that in there. And then there's another ongoing backup series, 2 pages each issue. And that's called The Backdoor Pilots. So it's a clever spin on the concept basically on that title. It's as if everyone is introducing a new IP basically. It's a backdoor pilot. But Dino Carrizo, who wrote that, he just had a really clever approach to it. So I was quite happy to put that in there, and that'll run through the first several issues of Blood Adventures as well.
So do you want to? Well, I'm gonna sneak peek just a little bit, and I'm gonna bring up that one page of that book. So do you want to elaborate a little bit about that character? While I can try and find it.
Bullet
Yeah.
to start with?
Yeah. Let's talk about Bullet a little bit.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from?
Essentially, faster than a speeding bullet. That was kind of the whole point behind it, paying homage to superheroes of the past. Yeah, so basically, there is a hook to the original one shot, and being a speed based character was kind of essential to the way that played out. So that's why he's a speedster, as you asked earlier, and I never got around to answering that question. But yeah, Bullet just seemed fitting, and it worked for the character and kind of, again, the history of superheroes, faster than a speeding bullet. Being a speedster, I know with the Flash, there's a lot of time travel elements, generational things as we'll explore as we move towards the present day as we get through the series.
Okay.
So everything just kind of felt right with the speedster. Why not a speedster? Exactly.
Why the dark colors?
That's a good question. It just seemed to work. We played with a few different ones. I think originally I was looking at more blue, and then the introduction of yellow, blue and yellow, is just kind of a classic superhero color scheme. And the original X-Men costumes were very similar. With the skull cap, he kind of has a Cyclops sort of look. I think people have compared that to like a Blue Beetle too, or he's just a classic looking superhero.
All right. Well, you are safe because I think my day job came into this because once we had the files, I got rid of them, so I'm not holding on to anything and leaking anything, so I can't find it. So I'm sorry. Other than just 2 covers, nobody is gonna get a sneak peek on nothing. I deeply apologize.
You're gonna have to trust us on it being amazing.
Yes. Yes, for sure. For sure. So the Kickstarter, is it still going?
No, that was in the past. Yeah, we've definitely finished that. It was successful. So of course we reached a fair number of backers with that, but right now we're campaigning for the direct market distribution. So that will be in stores September 10th. Right now we're in the final order cutoff as of July 4th? No, sorry, August 4th. We're past July 4th. So yeah, if viewers want to check it out, they can go to the comic store and ask to reserve a copy, and it'll be here in September.
All right.
Awesome.
Sophia, do you have any questions before I get to my next one?
Would you ever want it to be turned into an animated series, like a cartoon?
100%. So I do want to preface that by saying the comic is what's most important. I do want to put out the best comic possible, but the child in me would love to see a Saturday morning type cartoon.
Yes.
Everything complete down to the last little bit. They would have, those educational pieces like in G.I. Joe or He-Man. They would have that last little scene that would teach kids some moral lesson or whatever. I would love to see it like that. Action figures, the whole thing. Like that would be a dream come true. But so far, just the comic, and maybe one day the rest.
The comic's still awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who would you cast as the voices of the 2 central characters?
I honestly have no idea.
Really? So when you are writing your dialogue, you don't give them a voice?
That's interesting. You know what? I do some of the scripting, but with Jordan as well. So he might have, and unfortunately couldn't make it today. He was planning to. He might actually pop on if he can later, if he gets here in time. But
groovy.
Yeah, so Jordan does the scripting along with myself doing the kind of co-plotting with him. So I don't know if he'd have a different answer for who he hears. I don't know if I actually hear a voice when I'm reading that in a Word document. That's kind of interesting. I thought of that.
Yeah. Most creators that we talk to, that's like a standard question. Or we talk to voice actors. I'm like, how do you find your voice for a voice actor? And when we talk to a writer, you're creating this character. Do you find a voice? How do you? Or when with a artist in mind, I'm like, who do you use as your reference subject for this particular character? So with you being a writer, who did you reference as you were writing this character?
Yeah, that's so interesting. Never thought of it. I'll be honest with it.
Okay, so who's the character modeled after then? Or you just like, oh, I'm gonna
So-
write this guy?
We picked a Portuguese name, and I had Ronaldo as kind of the basis of his physical looks that I first gave to Kath. It also gave a reference point for somebody we've seen for the past couple decades. We could see him as a young man and getting a little bit older. And that was important to how the first story played out.
Okay.
An elderly man at this point, but it had some context of somebody growing up a little bit.
Right.
Absolutely. So if you had another question. Who were some of your... I'm going to steal a question from her. I know after I say it, she's going to say, that was mine. Who were some of your biggest influences in writing and making you want to be? Besides Stanley, because I know everyone says Stanley immediately. Besides Stanley, who were some of your biggest influences to make you want to become a comic creator?
So I originally started off looking to be the artist. Back when I was a little kid, I had a friend who lived down the street, and we got into the trading cards together, and then from there, comics. And we'd create our own stories together, and I was the artist, he was the writer, just because I could draw a bit. So I never really tried to become a writer. That wasn't really my goal. I was always wanted to be the artist. Jim Lee was the model. Of course, I came in right around the early 90s, so he was the GOAT. He still is. But yeah, up until I was trying to break into the industry, I ended up writing a script just so I had a book to work on when I was doing inking, and it got picked up as by a small publisher. So that was kind of my first published work. I was like, oh,
What was that?
Too. It's called Champion. It came out through Arcana. It was a one shot. It really didn't do well at all, and that kind of set the stage for me not working on comics for a few years there. But when I came back to it, the past 5 or 6 years I've been full in. But yeah, I always wanted to be an artist, and Jim Lee is obviously my biggest influence. I don't think anything I do looks like his stuff, but that's what I wanted to be.
All right, have you fanboyed out and met him yet, or no?
I did actually meet him a couple times when I was younger. In high school, he came to a local con, and I got a sketch from him. Actually, I came to him with 3 sample pages for the short Wolverine sequence that I came up with. And he flipped over the boards, and he redrew it how he would have approached this story that I had brought to him. So I still have these boards with just like really loose sketches, but basically 11 by 17 Jim Lee layouts.
Wow.
Hold on to that. It's amazing.
Yeah, Jim Lee is legend.
Yeah. It's super
That
nice.
must... Oh my God, that must have just blew you away.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy moly. If you were to able... Okay, so besides Jim Lee now, I'm going to put him in the corner. You're working on a project. You're going to put together an A-team. Who would that A-team be?
I mean, I've got a pretty good team already. But,
Okay, then that's your team. If that's your team, that's your team. But if you're going to put together an A-team, who would it be?
What I always wished is that before Mike Waringo had passed away, that we could have had some sort of cover from him. Like that would have been his superheroes were always just pure fun. The energy that came out of his work, I think, would have been perfect for this, and that would have been amazing. So if I could reach into the afterlife and go meet Ringo, that would be cool. Ask him to do a cover.
Right. We did have a couple comments come through. Joe McDonald said original Jim Lee layouts is awesome. And Guy had said, I can't remember what Guy said. Sophia, what did Guy say?
Hello, all.
Oh, hello, Guy. What's going on, my brother? What is your con schedule like? Con season is upon us. What is your con schedule like? Are you going to have copies of the book for sale, copies of the one-shot for sale?
I'll see if I can do some local shows. I don't have anything scheduled at this point. So I'm up in BC in Canada.
Okay.
I've never crossed the border to do a show because I don't want to get any sort of tax implications or figure that out. So I just do the local shows. And the big ones here have already passed. We do Fan Expo in February.
Love Fan Expo.
Yeah, that's a big show that we do here.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some local store signings I'm trying to get in the works for September. That's pretty much it.
Wow, that's a shame. Okay, so...
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm like here squishing my bread. Is there any
Are you stressed
particular...
right now?
No, I just like how it feels.
Don't encourage her. No.
But I was going to ask, is there any particular snack that is your go-to?
A scoop of peanut butter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
good.
I partake way too often, but that's my go-to.
Can't go wrong with that.
So that's your brain food?
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like it's good. It's not like bad with me with my chocolate snack corner over there. I feel like that's healthier, at least.
Chocolate's good, yeah. The peanut butter I can't say in the large spoonful that I will take is probably not very good either. But
All right, so with this book being out, what do you have on tap? What is next for Randy Stone and crew?
so obviously, Bullet Adventures is ongoing, and I'm going to be hitting this monthly. We've got number 7 completed. We're working on number 8, so it's going to be coming out on a regular basis. That's something that a lot of people can't say. So that'll keep me busy for a while. I do have a horror story that was released previously, but I'm going to be putting that out probably through a Kickstarter called Frostbitten.
Okay.
That may come out probably around October. I may launch that. It's a horror, so Halloween season seems pretty appropriate.
Would you like to elaborate a little bit on that story and maybe get the Kickstarter pre-kick before you get it launched?
So basically, it's a supernatural horror set in northern Canada. There's an isolated town that gets overrun by these creatures. It's spooky stuff. Should be pretty fun. But yeah, I've got the first couple installments are actually on Webtoons as well. I put that out, and I can probably wrap that up before I actually do the collected version for a Kickstarter.
Nice. I've heard of Webtoons.
Yeah, it's a little website you may have known. Yeah.
What's the difference between a digital copy for you and a printed copy? What do you find easier to
Well, so when I'm producing it, obviously there's no cost to printing a digital copy. That's nice. I can just send people an email link, or they can download it from my web store or whatever. The downside is a lot of people don't typically read them. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me too. I often buy PDFs from people, and I've got a large folder on my computer that just has unread comics. That's not to say I don't also have a large stack of to-read pile next to my bed, but I think with digital it's kind of hard. When you have that tangible thing, you're more inclined to pick it up and read it. Whereas
Right, you don't get distracted too by all the other things.
Online, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The nice thing is not taking up any space in your shelves or long boxes that pile up all over my office here. But
then you can't get it autographed.
True. I think Distillery has some way that they've been autographing PDFs. I don't know what that's about. But
Wait, what?
yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, like a digital signature.
I guess so, yeah.
I'd rather want like a physical.
Right.
Like a physical signature, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe not everybody can get out there, you know?
Exactly. So, especially with Kickstarters, the shipping is disgusting. I've got people who have backed from all over the world. Australians are spending like $30 for, a single book. And that's a lot.
$30 to ship. Wow.
Well, especially from Canada, it's probably worse than what you guys would experience. But I really appreciate that. I think it's amazing that they put so much towards supporting indie creators like myself. But, I can't do that. If I want to support somebody, it's probably going to be digital, just because I can't pay to have them ship an actual product here.
Right.
So there's value to that. I think it's nice that we can still reach people around the world without them breaking the bank.
True.
On this issue.
It's a nice option to have.
Yeah.
That was the main reason why I asked that question, is because you said you don't come to the States, you don't travel much, and that's why I asked that. So how does that work with like tiers? Most tiers and Kickstarters that we see, oh, you're gonna get this special cover, you're gonna get this tin foil cover, this cover. What kind of tiers did you or would you offer on the horror book?
I've done things like special. We can kind of get that like metallic covers.
Oh, that's
the Sensational Swan.
Can we pull them up? Can you bring that up again?
Yeah, sure. Try to hit the light somehow that I can make it look.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Again, child of the '90s, so foil covers. Yeah, I still offer everything. It just, if people are willing to pay the shipping at that level, so that's up to them. But I still make it available. The great thing about Bullet Adventures hitting direct market is that comic shops all over North America and potentially the world can still order that. And you don't have to pay the shipping. You can just go to your comic store as you would on Wednesday anyways and pick up a copy of Bullet.
Well, see, this is going to bring up another question, and Sophia is going to be like, I wanted to ask that. And before some of our listeners come through with this, a lot of our listeners like their stuff to be signed. A lot of our listeners are like, I got to get a signature on this book. It's number one. I have to have the creator. I have to have the writer, the artist. I have to have someone signed as SOB. Do you have, hey, there you go, guy right there. He needs to have it autographed. He needs a physical copy for his collection.
Yeah.
Can they send them to you in the Great White North? Do you have a P.O. box? I always suggest a P.O. box because
You don't want
we
strangers.
know guy. He crazy. Guy crazy. So you don't want him coming to your house. You want him to go to your P.O. box. So do you have a P.O. box? Do you have someplace safe that these people can send you?
I don't have that set up yet. That would make a lot of sense. Rather than shipping it back and forth, though, I mean, we could probably make arrangements. I do have a web store that has a limited number of comics on there still. But as I do this, I don't want to cut out the comic shops. I do want people to support their local shops for sure. But probably a month after the initial release, I'll make them available on my store, and they can, of course, get them signed.
Right.
Well, I mean, someone in the States here, they would buy the book out of their LCS and would be like, okay, I'm gonna contact Randy. I love the book. I need to have this signed. I say, Randy, you're not coming to a con in my area. I'm gonna mail this to you. FedEx it overnight. Can you sign it and get it back to me? Because I'm gonna have it graded. So
if people are willing to do that, we'll make arrangements. I'm sure I'll get that autograph.
All right. By the time we get to the end of this episode, we're gonna have all your digits. We're gonna have your social security, and we're gonna have everything. So don't you worry about it. But right now, we do have to pay a bill. So that's what we do. We got to pay the bills. So it is time for Quiz with Quinzel. If I can find the video, where is the video file? Oh, here it is.
Turn it up!
It's now time for Quiz with Quinzel.
That was interesting.
Hey, Quiz with Quinzel is brought to us by CH Square Collectibles, 121 Jewett City, inside the Slater Hill Mall, where every Friday night is Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering. Go there, play Magic the Gathering. And they also have Pokemon. They used to have Pokemon every Saturday. And CH Square Collecticon is coming this December. Sophia, explain the rules of the game.
Okay, I ask a question and you have to answer correctly. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Randy, are you ready?
Sure.
All right. At the end of the Incredible Hulk movie, what does Tony tell Thaddeus Ross?
That he has trouble with his... All right, Randy, go ahead. You see if you can answer it first.
He's creating the Avengers Initiative.
Lewis?
He says, I hear you're having trouble with your Hulkbuster. No. You're having trouble with your Hulk problem. And it made it sound like he was heading up the Avengers Initiative, that he was in charge. But then when Iron Man 2 came in, they didn't want him to be a part of it. So it was kind of like messed up, if you really think about it. And all I could remember is Palladium to the chest, painful way to die. And Void says...
Oh, did it go too fast?
That's what Void has to say. All I can remember is him walking into the bar and saying, I hear you're having problems with the Hulk. Randy, what did you say?
I thought it was the Avengers Initiative, but that's probably Nick Fury in the next post-credit scene.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. My memory.
It was a long time. It was like 20 years
ago.
Right.
It was in the pub for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was there. And I know it didn't make sense when it came to Iron Man 2, because in Iron Man 2, they didn't want him in the Avengers.
Okay.
Because he said something of narcissism. Agreed. So, yeah. All right, boss. What did he say?
The answer is they are putting a team together.
All right. So, Randy gets a point
Yes.
for tonight. Thank you very much.
Pity point.
Yeah. No, you get a point. Thank you very much, Randy. Randy gets the point for tonight. And what does Voy say? Since I don't have an LCS, I would probably buy it directly from you then. Could I get it autographed?
So Void is from Denmark.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
How
Yeah, I
close?
shipped it.
Okay. Oh, you shipped to
How
Denmark?
close is Canada to Denmark?
Yes, that's what I was asking.
I have no idea. How many kilometers would that be? Anyways, yeah, definitely I can ship it out. So altrustcomics.com, I've got a web store there, and eventually these things will be on there. So hook me up, or I'll hook you up.
Sure. Cool. Good to know.
That is awesome. So, how many fans would you say that you do have internationally?
It's a small proportion of the Kickstarter backers typically, but there's a few dozen that I ship around the world. So, I mean, for me, that's pretty impressive. I know a lot of people hit the thousands of whatever, but for my small circle, I think that's pretty cool.
No,
That
it
is
is.
cool.
It's very cool. Sophia is a cosplayer. She's well known in our area, in our states, as
Cat butt.
being.
Oh,
Have you yet to see one of your creations in a cosplay?
no. But we have a villain that's debuting in issue 3 called Cupid, which is like a super dream to have somebody cosplay as him. It's just a great design, I think. Yeah, it would just be really cool. I mean, any of my creations, but when that comes out, if somebody were to follow through on that and come to a show dressed like that, it's iconic. I didn't wear that shirt, but it's got like a bleeding heart on there. It's so cool. But, yeah, maybe one day.
All right. So, where do the names for all your characters and all your villains? Where do they aspire from?
It could be anything. I mean, it just made sense for this guy. The name Cupid because he basically has a dart gun that he shoots people and they fall in love with the people around them and him to some extent. So that while they're distracted loving each other, he can rob the bank or steal stuff. And that's a character I came up with probably 25 years ago. Just something that always stuck with me, and I was able to recycle it into bullet adventures. So yeah, it really depends. Obviously, it's a collaboration, so a lot of them came from Jordan. He came up with a villain called Diamond Dust. Leopard Gecko. Those are some of his creations, but yeah, it's just kind of hitting that old school superhero vibe. Whatever works.
I'm going to bring up this cover because I love this cover. He's running up a side of the wall. This is like classic vintage speedster look, and I love the cover. It's very classic. This is classic 90s with the word circle, the word bubble in the corner, the block up in the corner. Everything about this book is screaming 90s. I am totally digging it.
Yeah.
Did you have say in the cover, or did you just look at this cover and say, "Oh my God, this is it"?
Well, essentially, Laura put together an iconic image of Bullet right there, but essentially I started off with kind of a mandate that we would have a corner box. I just wanted that old school thing. Like, I'm paying homage to my childhood. That's 100% where everything comes from here.
Mm-hmm.
But having the corner box, for the Kickstarter, I didn't initially have some of that text on there for the Kickstarter edition, but for this, I wanted to make it even more so, having the text box there, even the thought balloon on the other cover, just to try to really capture that spirit of the stuff that I grew up on.
Okay. And this cover right here is just like amazing.
The lizard, well, not lizard. Sorry, gecko.
Leopard gecko.
Yeah, looks awesome. I really like that.
Yeah, Jordan actually has some pet leopard geckos, so I think that's where he was inspired, but it became one of our main villains.
So cool.
And the corner box in both book, I mean, it's very, very 60s to 90s and Marvel inspired, both covers, and I'm totally digging it. If you are a Marvel fan from the 60s, 80s to 90s, you're going to love the style of this book. You're going to love the look of the book and the storytelling. I'm telling you, go to your LCS. Tell them you want the book. we have, and my brother is in the house. Hello, Jar Jar. What's going on? Now, he would be the one to actually look at this book and say, yes, he loves the book himself, and he would actually love it.
Yeah.
He would definitely love this book.
I think a lot of people will. I mean, it's pretty broad fan base. I think it'll speak to. I think like the old guys who grew up on the stuff, and then as we move towards the present day, you'll see more appealing to even teens. Like that's what we're kind of shifting towards. So you've got that balance of classic and really modern approach.
I like it. I love the style and the coloring and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Hey, we got to pay another bill. So without further ado, hey, it's Question of the Week. Question of the Week is brought to you by, we're talking about comic books. Why not a comic book store? Alternate Universe LLC in New Haven, Connecticut, in Milford, Connecticut, our store, Milford, Connecticut, our home store, run by the one and only Mr. Eric Yako, Eric the Boss Yako, the Boston Red Sox fan that lives in Connecticut. I'm not even a sports ball fan, but I know that. But Eric is the man. And if you want comics and you don't have an LCS in your area, contact Eric. He is a admin. He is a collaborator on the Angrygeeks Facebook page. Just message him. Say, Eric, I want this book. Get me this book. He'll order it. He'll ship it to you flat, just like Stan Lee did back in the day. And he'll even get the book graded for you if you want. You want a back issue, you want anything, Eric will make sure he gets it done for you. Randy, since you're our guest, we have 2 questions every week. You get to answer question number 1 first, and then I'll follow, then Sophia will follow, then our audience members will follow, then I'll answer it if we have time. Question number 1. What is your first stop at a con? Question number 1. What is your first stop at a con?
Well, typically I'd be tabling, so I'd go to my table and get set up. And probably the washroom, because then I'm going to be probably sitting there for the next several hours.
Good answer. Sophia, what's your first stop at a con? Her head's going to explode.
I feel like everyone that knows me knows the very first thing I do is I get in line for the biggest celebrity that's on my list.
True.
Nice.
True. Once you make it there.
Yeah.
Jar Jar comes in and Jar Jar says the bathroom. Yes.
Bathroom's probably smart.
Yeah, that's I can definitely say that, yes, that he does run to the bathroom right away. Sophie's booth. Who said Sophie's booth?
Guy probably is saying if he went to Comic-Con, he'd go to my booth first.
Yeah. Well, we have pictures of you sitting at the booth. All right. Any other question? Anyone else before we bring up?
Wait, aren't you gonna answer?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. I mean,
Besides the bathroom.
I got to report in. At the past couple of years, I have to report in. Say I'm here. Find out my schedule for the weekend to the same celebrity. Avoid the same celebrity as Sophia. Oh. Void. I have to check in. My first thing now, if I am a media guest, as you know, Sophia, or an industry guest, I gotta check in no matter what.
Yeah,
my first stop at a con is checking in. I got to get my credentials so I can walk in. If it is a working con, which is all of the ARE events, I got to check and see. I got to do the sound check. I got to do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's always working for me. Always got to check in. After that, it's always go check on my friends.
Yay! So remember when I was waving to the phone? They were
Yes.
streaming at their. This is the vendor that was. You were saying.
Hello. Nice to see you too.
Yeah. Thank you for swinging by.
Yes. Nice to see you too. So yeah. So that's it. All right. Question number 2. Randy, what upgrades would you want personally? What upgrades?
I feel like that's vague. Like on what?
Cybernetic.
Yeah.
What are we talking
Oh, like
here?
physically.
Yeah. What upgrades? What upgrades would you want?
I don't know. Could use a head of hair, I suppose. Yeah, you know what? Some extra motor to keep me going without any sleep would be nice.
Oh, you get so much done.
Yeah.
Oh. Sophia, this question was designed with you in mind. What upgrades would you want personally?
Well, first off, I'd love to fly. That would be amazing.
Fair.
And maybe
Yeah,
even
you get here
teleport.
Yeah, you'd get here quicker. Yeah.
Teleportation. Then I could just pop around all the Comic Cons around the country or even the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
And maybe my ability to sleep less so I can get more done. Like you said. I think
you don't even sleep now.
What?
You don't even sleep now.
I sleep like 10 to 12 hours a day. What are you talking about?
That's twice what I got.
Bro, I go to bed at like 3 in the morning and wake up at 1 p.m.
How many hours did you sleep Friday?
4 hours.
All right.
Okay. Comic-Con weekend doesn't count. I'm too excited to sleep.
Rhode Island anime. How many hours did you sleep?
I think 6 hours in 2 days.
No. On
you mean Friday? 26 minutes.
There you go.
Like no joke.
No, I was Randy. I was screaming at her.
You kept telling me to go to sleep, and I'm like,
no. Kept screaming.
I was no, no. I was furious. I was like, "Girl, you need to sleep. You need to sleep." Void says, teleportation device void. Major Chaos says, "Stop time."
Stop time would
be very helpful.
Yeah, I would say. Guy says,
regen your cells.
Regenerate his cells.
Ooh, like to feel better.
That's like a mutant power. That's awesome.
I like that. Con time is different, Lewis.
Yes, it is, my brother. It is. For my personal upgrade, I would
new ankle.
Yes, a new, definitely get the metal out of my ankle. Definitely get the metal.
You were hobbling, man. We both were hobbling.
I have a fused ankle. I have titanium in my ankle. I would love to take that out and be able to walk. Dimension hopping. That's a good upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is. New body for looks. Yes, for sure. All of my injuries, for sure, definitely. And a whole new body, for sure. That's definitely an upgrade.
This question's getting everybody like.
Yes. Mango says he would replace everything,
including your face that I smacked.
Oh, yeah. Yes. By the way, I was very baffled. Randy, are you familiar with Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory?
I know of it. I've never actually watched an episode.
I kind of experienced it live this weekend because I've never seen this with my sidekick, my Kimosabi, my little sister, whatever you want to.
Usi.
Business partner.
Oh, that sounds bad. Don't say that again.
No. They're very awkward. Whatever you want to call Sophia. I experienced it this weekend, and I told my wife, I said I wanted to burst out laughing, but I didn't. But she was at the trunk of her car, and all I could think of is Sheldon. She was like, the trunk is closed, the trunk is closed, the trunk is closed. And I was like, child, what the hell are you doing? And
I have OCD with locks, so I like shaking the trunk, even though I know it's shut, or the door handle. I'm like, it's locked. It's locked.
But the thing is, we go on many adventures, and we've done this many times, but I've never seen it do it before, and it really blew my mind. Yeah. So, Randy, tell everyone where they can find you online. Your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter. Tell everyone where they can find you and your website. I want to get this out of the way now so we don't forget at the end of the show.
Yeah, so at Altruist Comics on most social media. Altruistcomics.com is the website. And if you go to altruistcomics.com/bullet download, that's where you can get the 40-page story. Absolutely.
Altruist. Do you mind spelling that, please?
ALTRUIST comics.com
Thank you.
/bullet download.
Put it down.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody enjoys the 40-page origin story, and then come back for more. Let their comic shops know that they'd like a copy of Bullet Adventures #1.
Now, just for our listeners and our viewers, and those of you at home watching on public access TV, and those of you internationally watching us on Pod TV, that's a free download, okay? He's given this to you guys. Get that book. Read that book. I'm telling you, it's Angrygeeks approved, and we just read a little bit of it. Read it. You're gonna love it, especially if you're an old school fan. I showed you the 2 covers. You're gonna dig it. Read it. You're gonna like it. Then you're gonna call your LCS, or you're gonna call Eric Yako, and you're gonna get that book. You know what? You can even call CA Square Collectibles. Get a hold of Chris. Tell Chris you want that book as well, and you are going to like it. You want an autographed book? Get a hold of Randy at that website. You're going to get that book autographed. And if you have a favorite character in the book, I'm pretty sure on the website you can probably get one of them snazzy T-shirts that Randy's wearing. I'm sure he's got merch up there. Ain't that right, Randy? He got some merch. Gonna pimp that merch out. So, because he doesn't come to cons around here, he's gonna be like the international man of mystery. But I'm sure, no matter what, you can get it. And you can also go to Webtoons. What do you got going on at Webtoons?
Frostbitten. So if you search Frostbitten, that'll be in there.
Yeah, now Frostbitten, as we talked about in the beginning of the show, if you're not just tuning in now, is a horror comic book that Kickstarter will be out this September, October.
I'm aiming for October. We'll hopefully hit that scary season. Supernatural horror. Pretty cool book.
And he's invited back on the show as long as he wants to hang out with us, because we're going to talk about that, because October is spooky season, spooky season, and we're going to have him on. And get that comment off of there, because no, I have not. No, I haven't. I haven't had time, man. Get off me, damn. I haven't had time. Randy, are you a gamer?
Honestly, no. I play NHL on PlayStation. That's what as far as I get with gaming. And I don't really have time to do that much these days.
Okay, no disrespect, but you're Canadian, so it would either be wrestling or NHL.
Yeah, it's NHL.
Yeah, so it's got to be one of the two. It's got to either be wrestling or hockey. So that's probably it. No, we have we're setting up what's called Fortnite Fridays. Okay. My son and Sophia are the 2 of the best Fortnite players that we know, and they want me to, our fans want me to unlock the Superman suit.
You should before it goes away forever.
I know. God, get off me, damn. But I haven't done it yet. Not at all. Randy, give me your top 5 superheroes of all time.
Well, I grew up Marvel. Big fan of Daredevil. Spider-Man's obviously great. And then just any number of X-Men, I suppose. That's what I got into. I appreciate DC, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, but it's always Marvel for me.
Okay. So the rest, you named off 2.
Yeah. I don't know. Like as a kid, I was so into Gambit and Cyclops, but
I knew Gambit was going to be there. That Cyclops, why?
You know, I think before his personality changed, I haven't read a lot in the 2000s really, so I think he's probably changed a lot as a character. But back then, he was pretty cool being a leader.
Okay.
I don't know. I always gravitated to those. You know, just thinking of that as a kid. Again, the leader, I always liked Leonardo of the Ninja Turtles.
Okay, so you're Canadian and you did not choose Logan.
Overexposed.
Wow. I'm like,
I mean, I could go
oh
deep
my.
into Alpha Flight if you really want a Canadian, but that always rubbed me the wrong way because they were trying too hard to be Canadian and it never came across.
I have the whole run of Volume 1 Alpha Flight.
Oh, yeah. John Byrne and everything.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It is, especially the Backlash issue where he got paid all that money. I think it was issue 12 with no dialogue, the whiteout issue.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that his whole run on Alpha Flight is run. What's your favorite run in the comic from the 90s?
I got to go back to X-Men. I mean, the adjective-less X-Men that Jim Lee launched with the variant covers or the connecting covers.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I've also paid tribute to with issues 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Bullet Adventures. They're all connecting covers that form one large image. So again, it speaks to my childhood. That's Jim Lee's through and through. But those first dozen issues or so of X-Men, like that's my bread and butter as a kid.
That's just amazing. I mean, you're paying homage to your hero. Did you ever think about sending him something?
Not really. I mean, I suppose if I were to meet him again, I'd hand him a copy if you wanted to take it from my hands. But obviously, I don't want to get bogged down at a convention carrying a bunch of junk that everybody hands you. But that would be kind of cool. Yeah, Age of Love, that was great. The Joe Mad, that artwork was big on me in the later 90s, I guess.
All right. Randy, thank you so much for coming on. Come September, October, we would love to book you on again to get that other Kickstarter up and running. Before we let you go, any closing words?
Well, I was surprised at how you weren't angry at all. I was led to believe you'd be extremely angry, and this has just not been the case. You've been very welcoming, and I appreciate it.
Well, I was getting angry because you were late, damn it. No.
He wasn't angry.
No, my wife was in the other room, and I had my little sister over here in the corner. I couldn't be angry. I couldn't be angry tonight. I had to be over polite. Plus, we had a very big adventurous weekend, so I am exhausted. I'm too tired.
I think we did close to 20,000 steps in 2 days, just so you know.
Yeah, and I am extremely tired. We had a very late night on Friday. Where we were was only an hour away from my house, and we traveled. We came back, only had a couple hours of sleep on Friday. Woke up, left, went back. Yeah, Sophia did threaten me to be nice. We went back to where we were. The place treated us like we were just the president of the United States. They were asking us.
They were excited.
Questions.
They were excited.
Yeah, and it was just amazing, and we were just industry guests. I mean, no table, no nothing, no work. It was just us.
We don't need no table.
No,
You can't make me sit still. I'm all over the place.
And it was just, we weren't doing nothing but being ourselves and enjoying our time, and it was tiring, and I could not, like we were saying, with the titanium on my ankle, I couldn't walk.
Yeah, you looked hurt. We need to get to a wheelchair or something.
Yeah,
it was just, to be fair,
it was an long weekend, but I miss being at my home at Altered Reality Entertainment, and I miss being on stage, because being on stage, moderating panels, announcing panels, doing what I do, that's safe. Jumping around on stage instead of walking around. Sophia.
2 minutes. 1 minute.
2 minutes, yes. So this is your time to shine. Please tell everyone where they can find you, your business, and us.
Okay. You can find me at Sophia Cormier on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Oh my, sorry. TikTok. Now I'm thrown off. All the social media platforms. You can find my sign company at Brushstroke Sign Design on the same platforms, and you can find us, the Angrygeeks, at the same platforms, and the angrygeeksshow.com.
And you will find us on Pod TV every Friday night, 9 o'clock. Find us on your local public access television, Foxborough, Greenfield, South Hadley, and a couple others that I can't remember at this moment. And once a month, 93.9 The River, Nerd Wars, Steve Sanders, Nighttime Will, Hannah, Jenny from the Block. Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. And major announcement coming soon on the Anchor Geek Show. So make sure you tune in for that and see. Please follow Randy with the Hands of Stone. Make sure you go buy this book because you're going to love it. Download that free book that he's offering you guys before it goes away. Bullet Adventures. Go and get that book, read it, and then go to your LCFs and tell them that you want to get Bullet Adventures #1. And you know what? Don't stop there. Get them all. Get them all. Contact them. Tell them you want to get the book autographed as well. Find them at a convention. If you're in Canada, stop by.
Exactly.
Find his P.O. box. Do something. Get that book autographed. And then stay tuned for spooky time because we will have him back and we'll talk about his next Kickstarter. I'm Louis, that's Sophia, and that's Randy. We love you guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. And you know what? Maybe we'll pop up this weekend or during the middle of the week and talk about Fantastic Four or something. I don't know. See
Speaking
ya.